A rose for Barbie. Look, Barbie, called Skipper happily to her big sister. The flower seeds that I planted are starting to sprout. Barbie looked around at the front yard of her new home and smiled. You did a great job, Skipper. When those flowers come in, they will be beautiful. Suddenly, a car horn caught Barbie's attention. Ken, Teresa, Midge, and Christy pulled up in Ken's convertible. We came to help, called Ken. I brought the plants and gardening tools. Let's get started. He gave Barbie and Skipper a hug and began unloading shovels, pots of flowers, and gloves from the trunk. Who lives next door? Asked Christy as she looked over the fence. The yard was overgrown with weeds, and the bushes and grass had turned brown. Whoever owned the house next door had no interest in gardening. That's old Miss Hunter's yard, whispered Skipper. Everyone says she's an old grouch. The neighborhood kids ring her bell and leave rocks on her porch on Halloween because she won't come to the door. Skipper, I wouldn't be too hard on Miss Hunter, Barbie explained. She has no family, and I bet she's lonely. Skipper shrugged. Secretly, she thought Miss Hunter was just plain mean. As Midge and the gang went back to work, Barbie called, Hey everybody, I have a surprise. Follow me. Barbie led her friends around back. As they came around the side of the house, Skipper laughed with delight. Barbie had turned the backyard into a beautiful, fragrant rose garden. There were coral-colored roses, white roses, yellow roses, and red roses. I planted a rose bush for each of you, she explained. I wanted to find a special way to say thank you. Just then, an angry voice from next door interrupted them. Flowers are nothing but foolishness. Everyone turned to see Miss Agatha Hunter shaking her head and pointing at them. You're making a terrible racket, she complained, all over a bunch of silly, ugly flowers. Barbie apologized and promised they would be finished planting by tomorrow. Fine, said Miss Hunter. Then I'll plan on spending the day downtown. With that, she turned and marched back inside. I told you so, said Skipper, looking up at her older sister. She's so mean she even hates roses. Barbie thought for a moment. I can't imagine anyone who could really hate such beautiful flowers, but there's only one way to find out. Barbie quickly started making plans. If we go to the nursery early tomorrow morning and work all day, we can surprise Miss Hunter when she gets home. Skipper couldn't believe her kind-hearted sister, but she had a plan of her own. Skipper took Ken aside and whispered, Let's surprise Barbie, too. The next evening, Miss Hunter came home to a yard filled with brightly colored flowers. She was so touched she started to cry. How lovely! How thoughtful! She sighed. Barbie gave Miss Hunter a quick hug. Skipper grabbed her sister's hand and squeezed it. Barbie had been right all along. Come with me, Skipper said as she pulled her sister away. As Barbie and Skipper walked into Barbie's backyard, everyone yelled, Surprise! There in the middle of the garden was the most breathtaking and fragrant rose bush full of gorgeous pink blooms. Barbie took a deep breath and smiled. I'm so lucky to have such good friends. Miss Hunter could not help but watching. You have good friends because you are such a good friend, Barbie, she said, winking at Skipper. The end. Written by Trina Robbins, illustrated by Christine Tuvison.